I think the Senate will get something passed, and the reason is the situation out there in the real world continues to deteriorate. The challenge is that we've got to make certain that we improve this market, improve it for patients and families and doctors to be making medical decisions, and not Washington, D.C. And there are ways to do it. The Senate's working on it, and I think that they'll get it done.
All right, there you have it. You heard it, Health and Human Services Secretary. It will be done. But there are 9 GOP senators who say they've got some problems with the bill in its current form. Joining us, Congressman Jim Jordan, Republican, Ohio. Jim, I want you to get into it with me. I'm sure you're going to disagree with me, but here's what I got to say. I know you're laughing. Here it comes. Something is better than nothing. You agree with me?
Well, something that actually improves the situation, brings down premiums, and that's what we passed. And that's what we passed. Anything is better than nothing.
I will agree with this, Stuart. Obamacare is so bad that you can't hardly envision it not with anything passing and not being better than what we currently have. So I do agree with that, but we should still do it right. I think if the amendment that Senator Cruz and Senator Lee are pushing, this Consumer Choice Amendment, which basically says if a company offers a plan that's compliant, then they can offer other plans that people actually want. You can actually have a marketplace. I think if that goes in, that's a huge win. But we'll wait and see what happens and what the Senate sends back to us. We supported it on the House side because we in the Freedom Caucus made the bill better. Yep. In the end, we voted for it because, to your point, it's much better than we currently have. But to Eric's point, it is not a repeal of Obamacare. Let's just be honest with the American people. It's not a full repeal, but it is better than what we currently have.
We should call it a fix. And we'll have another fix later, and by then it will be repealed. I mean, why we just change the name? It's a fix. Then that's what it is. It is
fair
a
enough.
Fix.
Okay. Fair enough. We'll see what comes back.
Senator Mike Rounds was on Fox Business with Maria actually earlier this morning. Listen to what he said about wait for it, keeping some taxes in Obamacare and in the health reform bill. Watch this.
What we've got right now is a bill that needs to be fixed. I think from day one, most of us had believed that it was a starting point. We were going to get a lot of things scored in it. Part of it were the tax reductions that were being proposed, the eliminations of a lot of the taxes. Some of them will stay in. I think there's one that may not, and that would be the tax on investment returns for families that make over $250,000 a year. That's about $172 billion over a 10-year period of time, which when taken or put back into the system would allow us to make some improvements in some of the coverages moving forward for those that need it most.
Well, Congressman Jordan, what do you make of that? He's a Republican in the Senate, and he's saying keep that tax.
We told the American people we would get rid of all the taxes. I think we should. Again, though, I want to see the package that comes back. We've been real clear. Does it lower premiums? Does it give more choice? If the Lee-Cruz amendment goes in, we think that's a positive. We'll look at the whole bill when it comes back. One thing that does need to stay in the bill, though, and this is for sure, is the language that defunds Planned Parenthood. We've been clear on that. The Republican Party's been clear on that. That does need to stay in the bill. But as far as everything else, we'll see what the final package is when they send it back to us.
The left is hammering the Trump-Russia probe. You say it's time to investigate the investigators. Loretta Lynch, James Comey, Eric Holder, Robert Mueller. Explain, please.
Well, I mean, James Comey misled the American people twice. I mean, a year ago when, at the direction of the Attorney General, he is told to call it a matter, not an investigation, when in fact it was an investigation. Now think about that. Intentionally, willfully, at the direction of the Attorney General, the Justice Department, through what the FBI director said, misled the American people. That shouldn't happen. This year, he misled the American people when he furthered the perception that President Trump was under investigation when in fact he wasn't, and had been told 3 times by James Comey himself that he wasn't under investigation. So all that happens, then he gets fired, then he leaks a government memo through a friend of the New York Times to create momentum for Bob Mueller, his friend, his predecessor, his mentor, to be the special counsel. Go figure. So even Dianne Feinstein, Stewart, said we should have hearings on this. That's what we're pushing for on the House side.
Okay, I think we're together at last on this, Congressman. Thanks for joining us.
You bet. Thank you.
Yes, sir.